Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're gonna have a bit of fun and try to rank all of the legendaries that are coming from Across the Timeways expansion. All of the Fabled cards definitely look amazing and they're probably gonna be in the top tiers, but some of the rest of the cards look shaky at best. Hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be awesome. And don't forget you can check me out live on stream today, where I will be giving away regular bundles and mega bundles, courtesy of Blizzard. And I'll do my best not to give it away to some random bot, so a real person has a much bigger chance of actually winning. Now, let's get into the video.
You are not prepared!
Alrighty, so we have all of the legendary cards nice and loaded. That's a grand total of 27 legendary cards. That's a lot. But yeah, we're gonna do our best to slap him into one of these 5 tiers, S being God tier, D being kinda unplayable. I'd say let's start off with all the Fabled cards. And the first one on the list is gonna be the Mage Fabled card, which is Azure Queen Sindragosa. Sindragosa definitely looks pretty sick. She is the Mage Fabled card, and she is gonna allow a lot of Mage Arcane Dragon shenanigans, and I really am excited to try something along these lines, because it really does look very promising. So I would say this card is, I think, A tier. Could turn out to be S tier, but for now I think A tier sounds like a good ballpark for a card like this. Roxigar, the Demon Hunter Fabled card, however, is, in my opinion, probably one of the worst ones so far. Even though this guy is a 2-mana 12/12, he does require quite the big commitment to actually be able to do something like this. And yeah, you could actually bounce this guy over and over again with the help of things like Brewmasters and whatnot, but would this really be the way for Demon Hunter right now? I'm really not sure. Like, yeah, the Axe of Cenarius is kinda cool, but having to play all of these 4 portals, I don't know, man, feels a little bit too much. So I definitely move this guy to D, but we might actually get surprised by some interesting synergies with this bad boy. The Shaman Fabled card is quite the opposite of the Demon Hunter one. It is looking very saucy, and this guy definitely should be bringing a lot of power to the Shaman class, like a lot of easy OTK potential for this bad boy. With High King's Hammer, with Avatar form, I really believe this is gonna bring plenty of wins to the Shaman class. So again, I'd say this is in the A tier territory, maybe even S. I don't know, let's put it in S for now and see how things move later, but I think S does sound like a good spot for this guy. The Paladin Fable card also looks pretty promising, if we gotta be honest. There are plenty of good auras in the game right about now, and with this guy being able to put one of each from your deck into the battlefield, that would be a lot of mana cheat. Not to mention he also brings a couple of decent auras himself, nothing too fancy, but they are obviously meant to get cheated out. So all around, if a good mid-range / control-y Pally deck does come into life, this guy should be quite the powerhouse. Wouldn't say it's gonna be as strong as the Shaman card, but he definitely looks like an A tier card to me. Oh, I didn't realize you can actually drag these cards in the order you want to rate them in. Well, let's just make it a little bit more organized in that case. Alrighty, much better. Next up we have the card I actually revealed, which is Garona Halferson, and she does have quite the unique feel to her, but I'm not exactly sure she's gonna be top tier. We haven't seen anything like this in the game before, but the little hide-and-seek game you are supposed to be playing with these two could be pretty interesting. She does have a decent power to her, like imagine slapping this girl into an aggro deck, giving the opponent a bad card they need to keep removing from their hand if they don't want to get slashed, is gonna be quite the big anti-tempo, so she's nothing to scoff at. Even though the effect itself is okay at best and it doesn't really feel like it's super worth it just to slash the opponent in half, I'd say the real hidden power level of this card would be the fact that they're gonna have to keep on removing it from their hand, spending mana, and top decking bad things instead, so I would believe Garona is looking actually promising. Not super broken, but at least a B tier class, if you ask me. She should be seeing play, but she should not be an absolute meta breaker, at least I think. What should be a meta breaker, however, would be Medivh the Hollowed. This all comes down to how hard Control Priest is gonna be making a comeback in this expansion, but this guy definitely is quite the powerhouse. Costing 10 mana, he is a little bit on the pricey side, but with a priest you should have no problem reaching those turns usually. His battle cry is silence and destroy all other minions, so it's basically like a better Ceaseless Expanse, albeit at 10 mana. But he also allows you to equip the weapon, which costs 0 if you control Medivh, and it also doubles the damage and healing of your spells. You can even use it to swing, but that's not the purpose of this thing. And you also get the 10 mana location down to 0 if you have a dash, or 80-ish, I don't know. And this thing summons you a couple of 8-cost minions, again for 0 mana if you have all the 3 together. All around that is quite a lot of value for only 10 mana, but still 10 mana. So you are gonna actually have to reach that turn, but still I do believe it's a very promising card, so I will slap it in the A tier again. Next up we have the Death Knight Fabled card, and we have another pretty promising card indeed, Talanji of the Graves. This card should have no problem slotting into a lot of Death Knight decks because it's a single, really good legendary package that brings a lot of extra pressure for the opponent. Being able to resummon Bwonsamdi over and over again could indeed be kinda game-breaking, and him summoning even 10 drops at the end could be pretty huge. Even though, can you actually make him summon 10 drops, or it's only up to 8? I don't know, probably there will be some kind of shenanigans I'm not realizing just yet. Either way, I still believe this should be in the A tier territory, so let's move it there. And now let's check out the Druid Fabled card, which is Lady Ashara. Lady Ashara is a little bit different than the other Fabled cards because she doesn't play around with both the cards she brings. She actually either empowers or destroys the other one. With the Zinajari, you could be summoning a copy of a friendly minion, and you could even double its stats. Whereas with the Well of Eternity, you can fill your hand with random temporary spells, or even empower them and make them cast twice, which is a lot of random nonsense. But yeah, with the Zinajari, this is basically like having Elise in your deck and hoping to get yourself the 1 mana, get a copy of a minion. This way you get to basically double up Aulonia straight out without having to actually force yourself into building your deck around Elise. And also you're not gonna have the RNG factor of actually not getting yourself the extra copy from Elise. So I think this would be a super big improvement to things like Dollhouse Druid straight out. And you don't even need to empower the location, like who cares if the stats of Aulonius are doubled? The enemy is just gonna be dead either way, so I really believe this would be a very huge inclusion for Dollhouse Druid. But the other options this thing also gives could be interesting as well, even though the fill your hand kinda aspect, I'm not sure that's gonna happen all that often. It still could be helpful, like you still could actually resort to playing this as a Dollhouse Druid if the going gets tough, but a lot of the times you do actually keep a decently sized hand, but who cares, like you play this on turn 4 and on turn 5 you could fill your hand with 3 extra spells with temporary stuff on him, and if something turns out to be useful, like why not? So yeah, I do believe this is a very flexible card, and again, A tier sounds like the way to go for her. The next one definitely is not of the quality of the rest of these Fabled cards we talked about for the past few times at least, and we have a Logash Blood Fighter, the Warrior Fabled card. And even though he does look okay, he's definitely not as strong as the other ones. They just bring some vanilla stats with some vanilla effects, nothing too crazy, nothing game-breaking or winning. It's an okay package, definitely looks decently strong, but compared to the other Fabled cards, he is definitely not of the same mate. I'd throw him next to Garona. Both do have some sense to them, but not as OP as the other ones. Next up is Ranger Sylvanas, and she was the first Fabled card that got released. Seeing her first definitely showed how strong these cards could be, and she is indeed gonna be very powerful for the Hunter class. Costing only 3 mana, same with her sisters, and having empowering effects should be pretty decent for Hunters indeed. So again, I would be bringing this into the A tier. And last but definitely not least, we have Time Thief Rafam, and this guy really is kinda huge. Like, look at all of this nonsense he is gonna be bringing to the table. None of these Rafams feel especially bad to be playing. Yes, they dilute your deck quite a lot, but you are a Warlock after all, so you don't have too much issues drawing a lot. And I do believe a Rafam Warlock should be feeling quite good. It is obviously going to be a control style deck, and this card should have no problem feeling super amazing in there. I'm not sure if I should give it A tier or even S tier for now, but I'd say still A tier sounds about right. I don't know. So this is the final Fabled situation. Most of the cards definitely felt A tier. Demon Hunter I think got done dirty. Do let me know in the comments if you agree with these ratings. But now let's check out all of the other legendary cards everybody is getting. I'm gonna start off with the neutral legendaries first and then move back to the class legendaries so we can have a bigger picture what everybody is gonna have access to. And the first card is gonna be Time Lord Nasdormu. Starting off with Time Lord Nasdormu, we have a 3 mana 8/8 dormant for 5 turns. It has Rush, and after you play a card from the newest expansion, awakens 1 turn sooner. It does sound like an okay card, but a 3 mana 8/8 Rush, basically turn 3 do nothing kinda deal, doesn't sound too amazing. I'm not sure there is gonna be a class that's gonna be capable of actually playing way too many new cards too soon. Who knows, maybe Rogue, they do love not paying mana for their stuff, but I haven't seen anything super hyper efficient like that for Time Lord Nosdormu to feel super amazing. So I think this is gonna be our first C tier card, honestly maybe even D tier, but let's put it in C for now and see if we change our mind later. Next up we have Chromie, and she is a 6 mana 4/6 Death Rattle, draw another copy of cards you've played this game. She could be quite the interesting draw engine, but I'm really not sure what kind of deck would be including her. Like, for an aggro deck she's a little bit too expensive, for a mid-range deck she feels kinda weird. Maybe a mid-range deck could make some use of her, but I still believe she should be in the C tier here. Chrono Lord Deos, however, definitely doesn't feel C tier. He's a 7 mana 4/8, and with him your battle cries, death rattles, hero powers, and end turn effects trigger twice. Currently, I'm not really sure what are these keywords we want to be triggering twice, but surely there's gonna be something really broken with this guy, if not now, very soon. The fact that he's a little bit too expensive definitely makes him a lot worse than Bran when we talk about battle cries, but as for end turn effects, if something cracked comes up, he would be very good, because end turn effects, you already paid the mana for him probably. But I don't know, for now I think it's a safe spot to put him in the A tier again. Like, surely there's gonna be something busted with this man. Next up we have Mr. Clocksworth. We already have seen him in action, and he already got even nerfed. This is the buffed variant with triple rewinds, now it only has a double. But yeah, Mr. Clocksworth, he looks like an okay card, kinda fair. Sitting at 8 mana, free mech, being able to summon you 2 random legendaries, which you get to actually choose a few times. Not choose, but basically get yourself several different options of him. He is okay, but nothing game-breaking, I'd say, so I would put him in the B tier. And the last neutral card here would be the 9 mana 8/8 Dragon Murazond. Battle cry at the start of your next turn, set this minion's attack to infinity. Sounds awesome, probably doesn't work though. I'm not sure who's gonna be able to protect this guy for him to sit on the board menacingly and then go with infinity. He's probably gonna be an amazing legendary to get yourself randomly, but for the most part I'm not sure we're gonna be putting this guy into our deck straight out. So I think C tier again does sound like a good place, maybe between B and C, but for now I'd say C sounds about right. And now we have the last 10 legendary class cards. Starting off with the 2 mana 2/3 Murloc, Defends Beyond Time. Battlecry, replace your hand with your starting hand, swap back at the end of your turn. This kind of reminds me of Finley. He used to have similar effects like this, and that used to be pretty strong if I remember correctly. So for a value heavy deck this should be pretty amazing, but honestly this would be pretty amazing even for Murloc aggro decks, like seriously. A lot of the time Murloc decks do run out of steam, and with this guy you basically replace your hand with a lot of early game Murlocs, so if nothing else this should be huge for Murloc Pally, and a lot. So if Murloc Pally is still a very strong deck in the new expansion, I'd say this card might even be an S tier. Definitely A tier, but maybe even S. The Warrior Legendary card, the 6 mana 7/5 Dragon Chrono Lord Epoch, I don't know, with the battle cry destroy all minions that your opponent played last turn, is another very solid card if you ask me. It's a very good removal, and if the opponent does try to go all in, as they love to do against the warrior class, this card will definitely slap them really hard. So again, fits very well for the warrior class, and I do believe it deserves an A tier. Warlock also has the 6 mana 6/7 Dragon Chronogor, and this thing has a battle cry. You draw your 2 highest cost cards, your opponent draws your 2 lowest cost cards. This kinda sounded weird when I saw it for the first time, but once you understand you're gonna be shuffling 0 mana free damage to your face cards, Chronogor definitely makes a lot more sense. Basically a 6 mana draw you a couple of big cards and also give the opponent 6 damage to the face. Looks pretty solid. I'm not sure if it's A tier solid, but it's definitely gonna see decent amounts of play. It's between B and A, but let's put it in B for now. I don't know, I might be wrong on this one, but in the end of the day, B is a decent rating. It's not God tier or anything like that, so I think it deserves that at least. Demon Hunter got this weird 6 mana location, the Eternal Hold. Get a demon that costs 5 or more. If your deck has no minions, your next one costs 0. I'm not sure that this no minion Demon Hunter is really gonna be that strong. It does seem like it does have some support into it for now, but for this expansion at least, I don't believe this card is gonna be all that strong. Maybe with the core set swap, a lot of the no minions in your deck cards Demon Hunter used to have might come back to standard, and that might change things, but for now I'd say this card is right next to the Fabled card for Demon Hunter, and all around Demon Hunter definitely doesn't look too strong right now, at least when it comes down to the Legendaries. Next up we have the 4-mana 4/4 Mage card, Time Leaper Toki, Battlecry, get 4 random spells from the past. When you play all 4, get another Time Leaper Toki. Personally, I feel this card is way too random. Like, it does sound like a cool card, it has a lot of flavor to it, but I don't believe it's gonna be very strong. From what I see, the community actually rates this card very highly, like around the A tier. Personally, I feel this is an absolute D. Do let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on this one, but I really believe this card is just good for Arena, horrible for Standard. I might be very wrong on this one. But either way, this is just for the gits and shiggles, so who cares anyway. Hunter also has the 4-mana 5/6 Beast, Battlecry, discard your hand, get an Infinite Banana, King Maluk. The Infinite Banana definitely sounds interesting, and Hunter did get some support for drawing a lot of cards when they have 3 cards or less, but this still feels like quite the weird card. I'm not sure if it's as bad as D, but definitely pretty bad, so around the C tier I'd say. Like, the big payoff here is being able to be flexible with your mana and always having yourself a +1 for 1 mana, but is that really strong in today's day and age? I wouldn't say so. Priest also has the 6-mana 6/2 Dragon, Eternus, Battlecry, take control of an enemy minion with this minion's health or less. We already saw the Priest package and that they will be able to actually hand buff their health of their minions quite a lot. So being able to take control of an enemy minion, it's not even to the end of the turn, it's actually just you take it, should be pretty decent. So being able to steal big healthy minions, I don't know, sounds real strong to me. It all comes down to how strong the rest of this package really feels when the game actually starts. It kinda feels between a B, but maybe even A tier. I would slap this into the A tier, guys, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic, but the card does look strong. Okay, 4 more cards to go, and we have the 6-mana Chrono Keeper of Eons. She's a 6-mana 4/7 taunt, Battlecry, set the cost of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. This is a Druid card, and Druid actually is gonna have quite a lot of shenanigans with the bottom of their deck. So if you build yourself something really greedy, like a Hydration Druid or something along those lines, being able to have them at 1 mana with a lot of big minions for cheap sounds very promising to me, and I do believe this would be either A tier or heck maybe even S tier. Personally, I do enjoy greedy Druid decks like this, so I'ma slap it on S tier, sue me. Rogue is also getting the 5-mana 4/6 Dragon Pirate, Battlecry, summon a 0/8 chest for your opponent, it's full of coins. Time Admiral Hooktail. Rogue does love having a lot of coins in their hand, but are you really gonna spend all that time getting these coins? I'm not really sure. It's an okay way to get a lot of coins for Rogue, but for the current archetypes at least, I'm not sure it's gonna be worth the hassle. Like, we already have All Manager, we already have the weapon, so Rogue is actually covered on the coin section for the most part, but who knows, wishing well Rogue might really enjoy this. So I will be putting this in the B tier. It does look like it's promising, maybe not now, but surely at some point getting a bunch of coins like that should be helpful, but for now I think we have better coin generators. The next card I would say is the absolute winner of this expansion, like it is tier 1 without a doubt. Honestly, it feels like it's in a tier of its own, but yeah, this is the 4-mana 5/3 Death Knight card, Husk Eternal Reaper. Battlecry, give your hero Death Rattle, spend up to 20 corpses to resurrect with that much health. This sounds insane, guys, like this sounds insane. Not only is Death Knight gaining triple digits health nowadays, and armor for that matter, it's also gonna be able to frickin' revive. Like, that is actually insane. I really believe this card is gonna be very game breaking, and I'm not gonna be surprised if this gets nerfed really soon. But until then, this is probably God tier. I'm putting it here in the front of everything. It is by far the best card. Giving this for a control class that it's already S tier in what it does is just actually pretty insane. And yeah, Liege Death Knight is probably still gonna remain king. And the last card is Farseer Woe, a 4-mana 2/6 elusive. After you cast a spell, discover a nature spell from the past. Sounds like an okay card. We did see that Shaman is gonna get a lot of nature shenanigans. Shouldn't be anything too crazy, but I still believe it should be in the B tier here. And there you have it, guys. All the legendary cards from Across the Timeways rated. Do let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me, or you think I'm an idiot for putting your favorite card at the bottom. Either way, I will be reading your comments with interest. Don't forget to check me out live on stream tonight on the Fury Crafting stream, where we're gonna do our best to find the new best decks from the expansion. I'll also be giving away regular and mega bundles courtesy of Blizzard, so watch the stream for a chance to win. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be great, and thanks for watching. I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.